What's going on, guys? Oh man, there's a lot of mess right there. Just noticed that. I did not clean up before I started this live stream. I obviously didn't clean up my face. I didn't do a lot of things. This is my first time running the live stream. Michael is busy at the moment, so he's asking me to take over. So I mean, this is my first time. I'm just gonna kind of wing it. If you guys don't like it, well, that's why Michael is the Facebook Lives, not me usually. So we'll get him reinstated tomorrow. He'll be back. But today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about something that I think is a very under-discussed topic, and that is product targeting and some common misconceptions about product targeting. It's actually kind of funny. Back when we had a coworker named Brett, who used to work at Ad Badger. He left a while ago, but we had a long conversation one time where we were noticing something, and this kind of comes down to placement settings, which we talk a lot about campaign placement settings. If you listen to the podcast, we talk about how to bid based on those things. Wait, I think I can change my. How do I change? I don't know if I know Michael usually has like his screen looks different than mine. I don't really know how to make this look a little different. I think I lost my background, but whatever. So yeah, we were talking about placement settings, and we noticed that we had a product targeting campaign, and we were looking at the placement settings, and we noticed that there were things like top of search, product pages, and we had always thought that product targeting meant placing the ad on that ASIN's product details page. So, if you have a competitor's product and you're targeting their ASIN, we thought that targeting that ASIN would mean your product ad would appear at the bottom of that page where it says sponsored products related to this item. That was what we thought. And then Brett started telling us that he thinks, but the reason why that threw us off was even if we had a campaign that was targeting keywords, there would still be a product page placement thing. And so we were like, wait, shouldn't product targeting mean your ads are being displayed on the product pages? And because if your ads are at the bottom of the product pages, what if someone clicks from one ad and clicks on another ad on another ad, or clicks from product to product? How do you even know what product they're searching for anymore? Or what if someone just Googled something and found a Amazon product listing through Google, and now they're visiting that product page? And he had a theory that those product page placements were attributed to keywords which were found in the product listing themselves. And so that would basically mean that keyword targeting isn't necessarily just trying to place your product in the search results based on the search terms, but it could be in the search results based on search terms, or it could be on product pages based on keywords that are found in the product listings themselves. So you're targeting those keywords, but those keywords can come in a lot of different ways, not just through the search. Well, the same thing sort of applies to product pages, product targeting, where you're not just targeting those product pages themselves of that particular ASIN, but you're also following that ASIN on the search term or on the search results page. So let me kind of break down what this means. If you're targeting a competitor's product with a product targeting campaign, your ad can now appear on a search where you're searching for that competitor's brand name. So if you're a Pepsi and you're targeting the Coca-Cola ASIN, you're not just saying, hey, I want my Pepsi product to appear on the bottom of Coke's page. You're also saying, hey, I want my product to follow the Coca-Cola product everywhere it goes. So that includes on search pages for soda, that includes search pages for Coca-Cola, anything like that, your product ad can appear. Now, if you don't believe me, and this is kind of what settled that at first we thought this was a conspiracy theory, and then we realized it was actually true. And this is what settled it, was when sponsored brands, just about 3 months ago or 6 months ago, something kind of recent, released search term reports for sponsored brands. When they released search term reports for sponsored brands, what we found is if you download a sponsored brand search term report, and if you have a sponsored brand, which is a product targeting campaign, if you look at that product targeting campaign with the sponsored brand ad search term report, you will see a column that says search terms. So you're targeting an ASIN, and then it shows you all of the search terms that are appearing for that ASIN target. And you can have one target, one ASIN target, and you can have a whole bunch of different search terms, anything from the competitor's brand or from that ASIN's brand name to just more generic search terms. Essentially, that ASIN is almost like a broad match keyword, which is capturing a lot of different search terms. Only thing, it's that ASIN, and all of the search terms are just all of the searches that that ASIN qualifies for. And so when you're targeting an ASIN, you're appearing for all those different search terms that the ASIN is appearing for. So it's kind of like you're leeching onto that ASIN and you're following that ASIN around, kind of like you're stalking that ASIN and just following it. And so that's very important to remember or to keep in mind, because that raises a problem, which is keyword cannibalization. So keyword cannibalization is what we call when you have two different campaigns competing for the same keyword. So say you've got we'll go back to the Coca-Cola example. Say you've got an exact match keyword for sugary soda, and then you have a phrase or broad match keyword for sugary soda in a different campaign, and then you have an auto campaign. Well, if someone now types in sugary soda, you have one campaign with the exact match keyword, which qualifies for that. Then you have the broad and phrase match keyword in a different campaign, which also qualifies to display the ad for that. And then you also have your auto campaign, which could also qualify for the search term sugary soda. So if you have three campaigns all qualifying for the same search term, but not all three campaigns can display an ad at once. Only one product ad can be displayed at any given time for that ASIN. So basically, those three different keywords are competing for that one search term, and that creates a keyword cannibalization because we're not able to direct all the traffic to that exact match keyword. This can be fixed by adding negative keywords or adding sugary soda as a negative exact match keyword to the auto campaign and to the broad and phrase match campaign. That is how the RPSB process works. That final B step is the blocking. It's blocking those keywords from the source campaign or from your research campaigns to prevent that keyword cannibalization. But now the problem comes up where if you have where you can't do negative keyword, or you can't prevent keyword cannibalization with product targeting. Because if you have a product targeting, if you're targeting another competitor's ASIN, now the search term, if someone types in sugary soda, the impressions can go to your product targeting campaign that's picking up that's targeting other ASINs that are appearing in that search. And that, again, is taking traffic away from your exact match keyword, which just means there's going to be less data on that. You're going to have data dilution, which makes it harder you kind of want to consolidate data as much as you can. And for exact match keywords, because that's going to give you more data. It's easier to have 10 clicks and 1 sale on one keyword and be able to optimize that than it is to have 3 clicks here, 3 clicks here, 4 clicks here, and only sale on one of those keywords. How do you optimize 3 different keywords with that kind of data? But if you had all that on one keyword with 10 clicks, 1 sale, it's easier to optimize. So with this product targeting, that is the problem that we have. We have keyword cannibalization that we cannot solve. If anyone has an idea of how to solve that, please let me know, because that's something I've been racking my brain over, which kind of just makes me wonder, is there a way around this? So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. If anybody knows anything like that, has any ideas. But that being said, I want to dive into a couple more quirks about product targets and just some weird things that I think you guys should be aware of. And also, I just noticed that plant is dying. I haven't been watering my plants, so you're going to see them slowly wither away and die. The other thing that, so some other quirks with product targets that are just good things to be aware of. This is something that kind of came to mind too when I was talking with Bobby, one of our other teammates here. One of the things is that product targeting only happens in ad groups, not campaigns. So if you have a sponsored product campaign, you can't have your campaign is not product targeting or keyword targeting. The ad groups within that campaign are. So the campaign itself has a type of manual or auto targeting. And then within those ad groups, you can have the type, if it's a manual campaign, that is, you can have the type keyword targeting or product targeting. Here's where that gets problematic. If you have a negative ASIN, so say there's an ASIN target that is a very unrelated product. I mean, we had one person who was selling, well, I'm going to keep it anonymous. So let's just pretend they're selling face lotion, and they're targeting, they're showing up for different ASINs because they have an auto campaign, or they're targeting something with category targeting. And they're targeting these different lotions, they're different competitors. And then they start showing up for something like deodorant. That's not relevant, and it's just wasting a lot of money because they're appearing the search results next to this deodorant when people probably aren't searching for a lotion. And so you would want to add that ASIN as a negative ASIN. The thing is, you can only do that for product targeting ad groups. You can't do that at the campaign level, because the campaign level doesn't decide whether it's a product targeting or keyword targeting. So at the campaign level, you can't add negative ASINs. You can only add negative ASINs at the ad group level. So it's kind of weird because say you have a category targeting campaign and you have all these different ad groups, and every single ad group is targeting ASINs or categories, and you just want to add a negative ASIN to all of those. You can't add it at the campaign level. You need to go into every single individual ad group and add it as a negative, because Amazon at the campaign level, they just think that it is, they just assume the way it's set up, it just assumes that it's a keyword targeting campaign. Where this gets even weirder, and this is where me and Bobby started being like scratching our heads, is sponsored brands don't have ad groups. And so for sponsored brands, you can have a product targeting campaign, and you do designate when you create the campaign, is this product targeting or auto targeting. Thank you, Ryan Hoffaker, for that comment. For sponsored brand campaigns, you do choose at the setup, do you want this to be product targeting or keyword targeting? That's your choice. And so in that case, with sponsored brands, you can have negative ASINs at the product level. I'm getting distracted because I'm getting another comment from Ryan. Yeah, Ryan, I don't know if you came in at time, but I said the plant is definitely dying because I haven't been watering it. So, but yeah, so that's a important distinction between sponsored brands and sponsored campaigns. When you're setting up your strategies for sponsored brands, you don't choose. Let me back up. When you create a campaign, you have to pick a campaign type. For a sponsored brand, your campaign type is going to be either keyword targeting or product targeting. For a sponsored product, your campaign type is either going to be auto or manual. Now, because you can't choose a campaign type that's product targeting, that means negative ASIN doesn't exist. For sponsored brands, it does, but there's also no auto targeting option. So just something to keep in mind. So one final thing I will say on this and kind of bring it into application. When it comes to auto campaigns, for auto campaigns, because you create an auto campaign, and which means all of the ad groups in that campaign are going to be auto ad groups. You can't have manual campaigns within an auto campaign. So you can't have product targeting ad groups. You just have to do auto targeting ad groups. Automatic campaigns and automatic ad groups are the only ad group in Seller Central where you can have an ad group that is targeting both products and keywords simultaneously. That's the only place, because when you look at the targeting options, you have close match, loose match, substitutes, complements. Those ad groups are the only time where you can actually be targeting both keywords and ASINs. However, Amazon registers those ad groups as keyword targeting, and so you can't add negative ASINs. And so all this to kind of bring it into like, what's the point of all this? We have a problem with keyword cannibalization because the product targeting isn't targeting a specific location that is product pages. It's just following those products wherever they may be on search results pages or on product pages. And because of the way Amazon makes everything confusing between sponsored products, sponsored brands, auto, manual, product targeting, keyword targeting, I would highly recommend moving away from ever using complements and substitutes within auto campaigns ever again. My recommendation is that auto campaigns should only be used for close match and loose match targeting, essentially making those auto campaigns into purely keyword targeting auto campaigns. and then utilizing category targeting within a separate manual campaign with a product targeting ad group, and using category targeting within that and treating that as your new auto. And that will at least solve the problem of not being able to add those negative ASINs to those auto campaigns, because to me that's been such a pain in the butt. And as far as the keyword cannibalization goes, honestly, my only thought there is if you have, you're gonna have to start comparing, and that's the other thing. Only sponsored brands will show you the connection between your product target and the search terms you're showing up for, not sponsored products. So again, I don't know why. It's inconsistent. It makes no sense. But I would highly recommend setting up a sponsored brand product targeting campaign and downloading those search reports and seeing what kind of searches am I appearing for to get an idea of, I mean, I guess that's one way of just doing keyword research too. But getting an idea of how much keyword cannibalization is going on within your account. And if you think it's a significant amount that it's, messing up your ability to actually drive traffic to your exact match campaigns, then you can decide to turn off those ASINs or at least make better informed decisions from there. So that is it. Those are just my thoughts for the day that I hope are helpful. I think it's something that we should at least all be aware of until Amazon can clean things up within their Seller Central. So yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Drop some comments on, and we'll get replying to them. But until then, enjoy your guys' quarantine, as much of it as you can, and we'll see you guys in the Badger Den.